It also helps if I turn on my mic. Hello there, everyone. Once again, it's I, Joe Fukuda, back at it once more with a introductory of repetition because I just said everything muted. Isn't that nice? I like saying things muted. We're professionals here, right? This is how we do it on our Zoom calls, correct? Yeah, totally. At education centers across the U.S. and the world. Anyways, how are we doing today? I know. I saw the professionalism. Oh dear. I thought maybe I was unmuted the entire time, and then I muted myself. But hello there, times two, indeed. Let's see. So someone said, I wonder who/what will be on the art stream today. Well, like I said, it will be whatever, because it's a little bit of a mixture of a request and a learning stream. So there will be requests for what characters we should draw, Touhou related, of course. But also at the same time, we're going to be discussing about how to learn, in a sense, right? So we understand typical learning, but we need to learn how to learn, in a sense. It's for those people that don't really know how to draw too much and are trying to find outlets of where to go and how to learn, that kind of ordeal. How do you improve on yourself, you might ask? That kind of ordeal. But also another important thing is how not to get overwhelmed, and that is through the key format of level of detail, which will be the main focus of the stream today, is focusing on level of detail. So, how doth one learneth? Yes, indeed. But anyways, I said this last time. Well, not last time, but like before I unmuted myself. We ignore that part. How are we doing inside the chat today? That's a very important question. Just trying to go and see how everyone's faring before we get into the main lesson. I got a fresh cup of coffee on me. I felt like going straight black coffee today because I'm soulless, but much like most teachers, I wish to go and stay awake and be soulless at the same time. Let's see, how are we doing in the stream? We got what we got? Doing awesome? That's good enough for me. That's good. Good. We got a great. I got home, consumed food. I'm chilling. Bing chilling. Great. Well, today we're going to do a little bit of both. So I'm going to go and hop into MS Paint, but we're also going to do a little bit of Clip Studio Paint today as well. Let me go and open up my Clip Studio first. I'm going to have that on the ready. Let me throw something in here very quick. Let's throw this in here. Do a save as. Yes, we saved the correct folder. Good. Alright, let's go and switch over to MS Paint. Alright, let's see. Black coffee like my soul. I'm good. I'm learning how to draw. It's difficult, but it will take persistence. I took some rest from drawing because I had a lot of things to do. Is Clip Studio Paint a subscription? No, it's not, but the company has some subscription services which I don't really like, but yes, you can actually full out purchase the program like I did, so yes, you can buy it. I want to complete 5 drawings before the year ends. Oh, that's pretty easy. If you just draw once every day, by the way, that includes doodles, so you know what, we're going to discuss about that too. So this is, yeah, you can use Krita too because it's free and pretty good. Yes, I agree with that. I can agree with that. I know a lot of Krita artists. Primarily on the Discord, there's a lot of Krita artists there. Let's see. All right, let's get started, shall we? Class is in session, boys. So, let me go and get not Clip Studio. MS Paint is open, ready to go. Let's go and change out our tipsy. Let's see. Spooky tip? No, it's no longer Halloween. Fairy. What fairy are we looking for? That's me. That ain't it. Cheerbos. That's a black screen. Generic fairy. Where's my teacher Tippy at? Tippy teach. There we go. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to turn my music down very quick so I can hear you guys. Well, I can't hear you guys, but is that schizophrenia? Probably. I'm going to turn on my own music. There we go. Because you guys can still hear at the same volume. All right, so first things first. We're going to go and take a look at some things. Some images that I saved online. So, in order to get into the lesson... Oh, Clown Piece, Tippy, Fairy Poster, Joe Tune, Black Screen. Yes. Hello, sorry I'm late. No, don't worry, you're just in time. Photoshop is like $20 US a month until you die. Yeah. Hello, can I give my assignment tomorrow now? Teacher Tippy. Oh, don't worry, your assignment is based on you. I'm not a believer in homework, really. I'm not. But anyways, here we go. So, in order to go and learn about level of detail first, we need to get into what even is level of detail. But we need to also explain what is an example of level of detail. And the best way to do that is through these online tutorials I've seen on Twitter, which are legitimately just an image and then another image next to it with an X. Circle and X. So, we'll start out with one image in particular that kind of piqued my interest into doing this lesson in the first place, and also slightly irritated me at the same time, because it's kind of like someone dictating to you how you should draw. There's telling people like how you can draw, like how to learn, like how to learn. And then there's people just telling you how to be wrong. Do this, don't do this instead. And I will show you an image, and this is the image in question. So we go and observe this. I'm going to turn down my volume a little bit more. So what we have here on the left, oh, you can't see my mouse. You can't see my mouse, can you? I'm going to scroll it into MS Paint. We'll scroll into MS Paint. So here we go. So what we got here? We got here on the left, this is a circle, right? Circle-y circle. That means that this is correct. The triangle on this side, that means it's wrong. Now, tell me, in your own personal opinion, what do you think about these two images? These two images that sit right here before you. Which one is correct and which was incorrect? The image does not teach anything? Well, you are correct in that statement. But in general, which one do you think is correct? Because this is a very telling question to go and ask. I think it's trying to teach gravity. All right. Let's see who else. Anyone else want to go and answer? It's kind of just you can shoot your shot. I think it's the Tippy in the corner is correct. Fairy creature. All right. So to go and say which one is correct is to do this. This is how I see it. They're both correct. Well, be considered about physics on the other image. Yes, but at the same time, they're both correct in their own way. The circle because of more detail. It's about level of detail. Yep, it is. And that's what we're getting to, right? This is about level of detail. And in actuality, on how I, as a person who's been drawing for a very long time, see it, these are both equatable. They're both correct in the same way, but in different ways. Because in actuality, they both look nice. In fact, also, here's another important thing. They both meet up with the S-curve. So they both have physical appeal to them. As well as they also have decent posing, which, granted, the anatomy is a little bit different in comparison to the anatomy of this one, but they're still the same. You could definitely tell that they use the exact same model with the shape of the inseam area. It's just how they drew the clothes. The difference is the level of detail. And you could tell by the level of detail because it's very obvious. That's why I use this image. You can see everything from the sleeves being more puffier over here in comparison to these sleeves. But at the same time, these are two different types of clothing. Even the skirt's different. So this just looks like a box skirt. This one is a seam skirt with a button running down the middle. So you get the button running down the middle. I'm going to change this to green. So you got buttons running down the middle of this, but you got nothing running down the middle of this. It almost looks like they're two different types of skirts, but at the same time, these are both physically appealing, and there's nothing really wrong with them. So it's not that there's something wrong with them, it's just that there's something different about them. And what this art, whoever created this is trying to portray, is trying to go and say that one side is incorrect and one side is good. Trying to go and designate a form of superiority in between one form of art style to the other. This is something like a form of like art elitism that I can never really get behind. Because generally it's trying to go and say that you can't really go forward any further with the image on the right. You can only go forward with the image on the left. Now, you can be correct in that sense, but you can also be wrong. So, and that's where level of detail comes into action. So let's go back. I'm going to go back and I'm going to bring up another image. This next image right here, I will show it to you. Let me go and screen. Oh, wait, no, I don't need a screen cap. I can just bring it up. So here we go. So this is another image right here. So this is about defining emotion, emotes. Will this be on YouTube? I want to watch it later. Yes, my VODs are always up on YouTube. I don't do like clips. I just put up the full thing. So what you're seeing right now is what you'll see later, and you could come back to this. So here we go. So this one says, don't feels the emotion. Does not feel emotion. But this one, the other side, don't draw as you see, push the emotion. Now, here's the thing. Both these images are trying to go and convey emotion. Just like what we showed previously with that shirt and that pose, the S-curve. Very important. It's a very important thing to go and do, to go and display levels of emotion and levels of detail. In the same way, level of detail can go and work inside posing as well. Now, this image I draw problems with because it says, doesn't feel emotion here. What's she feeling? What's she thinking? And it says, don't draw as you see, push the emotion, but then we get this over-exaggerated pose of the S-curve. Now, here's your deal. Once again, both these images are equatable. Both these images are the same. In fact, this image is kind of disingenuous because watch this. You may see this over-exaggerated S-curve right here. Watch this. I start from the foot, put an arrow right there, and watch this. You may see this going right here because it's attached to the fist. Go forward a little bit. Right there. And then, whoop, there you go. S-curve. It's right there. You want to know why it's right there? Because it just exists inside this image already, because this person is trying to go and demonstrate an over-exaggeration of what the S-curve theory is. And it irritates me in the sense because it's just like, what's she feeling? What's she thinking? Well, here we go. So what's she feeling? What's she thinking? Excited here. Excited. Mind my wondrous spelling. But this one, just joyful. Happy. This one, excited, pumped. You see, the ordeal is, these are two different types of emotions it's displaying. And when it comes to a demonstration level of detail, this plays into it a little bit. Because it's like, what do you want to show? What are you trying to look for? That kind of ordeal. So that's what we're going to be looking into today. And I'll go back on this image because this is a good image of how not to teach people, how not to evolve, because you don't really learn from this, by the way. Because so it's just saying, don't ever draw like this. This is a no-no. Don't ever draw like this. You're stinky. You're stinky if you draw like this. You got to draw like this every single time. You have to come up with the most complex pose, the most interesting pose, foreshortening, exaggerated features, every single time you have to do that. You just can't relax while drawing. You can't relax. You have to constantly grind your gears to go and create a new magnum opus every single time. And that overwhelms a new artist. Someone who wants to get into drawing, they see that this is what they have to go make every single time. Well, they're not going to do that. They're just going to say, well, you know, I don't want to do it then. It's too much. It's too much. It's like, I want to start with this. Because if you start with this, then you can make your way over to this. That's how it kind of is. But this guy just says like, oh no, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like this. So that's one major thing that I draw a qualm with when it comes to these types of tutorials. But now we get into, let's get to a good example. Let's go and bring up a good example on how these types of tutorials work, right? This one's perfectly fine. Let's go and zoom out. So, this one makes sense. Now, granted, it's still this format of the circle and X combination, but at the same time, it is telling you something important. Art tips can be good. Art tips can be stressful, but they can also be helpful in certain facets of the way. Like, for example, this one I find is an actual good use of that format. So if we look here on the left, we got the correct example. And over here, we just got a example where someone messed up a little bit. Now, what is it telling you? It's telling you right here. It's right here. I'm going to switch to red because that way we can see it better. So practically all it's telling you is that you see on how the ruffles are here and the ruffles are here. Lines on the skirt don't go straight. That makes perfect sense. All you need to do is just do this. Just kind of make it follow along. Maybe make it go in a little bit. Crease. And then you could go straight right here. And then go up, go around. Have it wrap around with the rest of the skirt. Maybe kind of make it crease with the legs since her leg's kind of gripping right there. And then there. Perfectly fine. And then we look at the chest. Same thing. It's just telling you to add a little bit of creases. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I can maybe do that. I could add that to my drawing. Sure. Just 1, 2. 1, 2. Simple creases, right? And then it's like, oh, there's not just a straight line going down. We have to add some definition to the chest area. Sure, we just do this. Let's do a little bit of a extra bump out line because it looks like this is a button-up shirt in a way. There you go. And then there's an extra crease to go and show definition leading up this way. All right, yeah, perfectly fine. And once again, where's the S-curve? S-curve right there. Let's go and change that to green so we can see it properly. Boom. Boom, S-curve. You see, this is exactly how it's like you can utilize these types of tutorials to go and help you. And much like what I just said, this is a good example of a tutorial. Now let's go back. And now let's go into the main discussion of today. Now we got that out of the way, we can now go into level of detail itself. So what is level of detail? Just like what I said earlier, level of detail is essentially, I'll write it down. So, in big words, level of detail. What does it do? Practically, level display of quality per image. Oh, I want to go through that. I want to do that. There we go. I want to be like the cool teacher that puts like the big ass line over it. So level of detail is practically level display of quality per image. That means like how much do I want to go and put in my image? By the way, for you people that are looking for art styles, this is important because knowing a level of display of quality per image, knowing your level of detail is very important when it comes to finding your own style. Because it's just like, for example, we could do the hand example, right? And I'll go and bring up another hand example because I have a hand example on the ready. I can only handwrite on cursive. Oh, damn. Well, that's pretty cool. So let's go and bring up the hand example very quick. So we got our hands, right? I showed you guys bread method last time. So let's go and start out. We're going to do 3 hands. So I'm going to go from left to right. So let's go from the highest quality. So highest quality that I can put out for right now for an example. We're just going to take a little bit of time on it, but generally I want to go and demonstrate to you just a hand just doing like a 5 spread. So just kind of like this. Got one finger right here. Gotta go and get those digits in there. Get the thumb joint. And then we go and just push that down. Get the connection to the wrist. Push back up. Wrist is normally a little bit taller. There we go. Oh, no, no. I didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Alright, let's go back. Alright. And much like when you draw your actual hand, you could just look at it. Simply just look at your hand and then draw it as you see it. See, do a little bit of that, add a little bit of a line right there, got a little bit of extra crease right there, creases in between, right about there. It's a little bit of a meaty hand. My hand's a little bit long too. I could shrink it down just a tad. Oh, don't forget the, oh, we don't want to delete it. You just want to do a transparent selection. Bring that down, right about there. Let's go and extrude out this side. There we go. Now, I got one hand right here. Next, we're going to do a lower detail hand. And granted, this hand isn't really too high quality to begin with. This is a simple, like, slightly cartoonish hand. But now we could go even lower. Let's go lower, shall we? So, just like this, we got the bread method. But I'm going to go a little bit looser. Alright, now we got a different looking hand. It's still technically the same hand I'm looking at. It's just I decided to go and make the fingers a little bit more chunkier to go and fit with speed and a little bit of efficiency. And instead of drawing all the inner hand details, I'm just going to leave them out. I'm just going to leave them out. And I'm going to just do this for this side. Do a straight up connection, maybe a little bit of curve. Do a little bit of curve, yeah, sure. And then just go like that. Perfectly fine, right? Maybe a little bit of fix. We can do a little bit of fix. It looks a little funky. And then just go right there. All right, now we go even lower. Let's go a little lower, shall we? Let's do one. We'll do maybe 2 hands, 2 more hands. So next one, we go just like this. So not even going to do much of a frame this time. Spread out in the finger. Yep. Finger. Index finger. Split down the middle. Alright. And now we go one step extra, and that is legitimately just going to be like this. Watch this. Watch. 1, 2. Go up. Wait. Go up like this. Up like that, just like this. So this is practically a good example from going from left to right. So we could just say, instead of doing our typical circle and X, we do it like this. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just do an arrow going this way. And this is a display on how the level of detail goes up and goes down. And you could put an arrow going this way, because it could go either way. Because technically, all these are in their own sense correct. Why are they correct, you may ask? Because they're all visually appealing in their own right. Because much like most art, it is in the eye of the beholder what the quality of content is, because art is generally based off of people's preferences. And so, with these hands here are a good demonstration as to just like showing that A, you can tell it's a hand. B, it looks okay. C, there is different forms of quality, and they're all just different forms of how people draw. PlayStation generations be like, yeah. And a good example of level of detail can be seen inside 3D models as well. If you guys ever play video games and seen models loading in on a map, whether it be a character, an item, and mobile entity, a vehicle off in the distance, everything has an LOD, and that's practically like how many polys are put onto a rendered model. That also includes the textures as well. This applies to drawing. So what if I have scissors instead of hands? Well, I mean, we could do scissors very quick. So let's go and drag this over here. Let's go and do some scissors very quick. So we can go and do high quality scissors. Let's do some high quality scissors, right? So I'm going to just do them like this. So first off, we got just like this. Oh, I don't want to make it red. Go like this. And then it's going to cross over like that. Go and pick that up. Go like this. Go up and around. Let's go and get the lower lip. Go down. Put a little pin joint right there. Let's go and put our gravelly hook right here. And then go up a little bit. Go back down, because this is the lower handle. And then we're just going to add a little circle right there at the bottom. And there you got your scissors. But now let's go and lower the detail on these scissors, shall we? Let's go and also, oh wait, let's go and put some extra detail on that, shall we? There we go. All right, so let's go and lower the detail on these scissors. So same thing. All we need to do is just do this. Watch. It's kind of like scissors are already kind of low detail, but how do you lower the detail on it, you may ask? Just kind of do like a little bit like this, and then go up. And instead of going like with the extra details right here, you just kind of just make a circle. All right. And don't even bother with the bottom half. Just kind of make it big and chunky. Big and chunky. And you just go like that. And then circles. One. Let's make it an oval. 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 Don't even need the middle dot. So there you go. You now have a lower detail of scissors. And then you can put the little lines right there. That way you can go and make a color separator. It works for objects as well. And when it comes to many things of level and detail, this is how you go and learn how to upgrade your own style. So for example, we all start from somewhere, and that somewhere can literally be anywhere. Some of us are just naturally gifted at drawing because we all learn at our own pace. So here's a good example of the hands very quick. Going back to the hands, we'll go back to the hands. So this, we got our little art reference right here. So we just got different examples of hands that are chibi. They're chibi hands, but still at the same time, you see as the detail goes up in a way. So utilize this as like a mental reference. Oh, sorry if that is peeking over. We're just going to move over there. Yes, but utilize this as like a form of mental reference, because this is essentially a very simplistic form of level of detail explanation in its own right, because you got everything from like the circle hand over here. I don't know why my mouse is not locked in the screen, but oh well. I'm going to put that back up. Can I? Nope, nope. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because you got from the little circle on the left all the way over to the fancy hand down at the bottom. Perfect examples of progression and different ways on how to go and draw hands. Because once again, it's not really based off of what's right and what's wrong. It's more based off of how you draw and what are your preferences of drawing. And we can see that over here. I'm going to save this image to my desktop for right now. And I'm going to show you guys another image in my example poll. Let me see. This one right here. All right, let's go and bring this one in. So, this is another example of, I would like to go and say, like, probably a, how would I define it? Maybe a poor example of what is right and what is wrong. It's almost like a form of art elitism in a way. Because it's saying that, once again, it's saying this is wrong and this is right. Now, I could also say that this is a stylistic choice. I'm going to make this blue. This is a stylistic choice, and this is also a stylistic choice. So in technicality, they're both right. What makes them both right, though? Because we could go and see, like, when we remove the hair, this is what it looks like with the hair gone. But at the same time, you see this? You see the helmet? You see the hair? That kind of makes up for everything else, because that's what you do with hair. We're not used to seeing other humans bald, unless they're old people. But a lot of the times, the hair is going to cover up a lot of stuff. Like, for example, this. It may look weird, right? Let's go and put some hair on this character. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hair on her. Shall we? Let's do that, shall we? So let's just go and just do this. Maybe I'll make my... No, that's good enough. Turn my music up. And then, because it's like, oh yeah, the back of the head's so flat, it looks so weird and uncanny. Oh my god, it's just like, oh, well, I mean, it doesn't have to. I mean, you could just make it up with the hair. Let's see. Because not all the time we're going to go and look at our characters bald, so. There. And then all I need to do is watch this. I go and replace this with the color white. Let's make it really big. Just kind of just hide it. Oh, wait. I don't need to do that. I just do a free transform. Yeah. There. No problem. Same thing with this. I could probably just take this exact same hair. Copy it. Let's go and copy it. Copy. Paste. Transparent selection. Same schematic. Just ignore the size of the ear. But generally, there's no real difference. So as long as you got the basics down, you can mess with the basics. As long as it fits your style. That is true. Because for new artists that are trying to learn, they'll look at these tutorials and say, oh, so I'm doing everything wrong and everything I've learned is wrong because I suck. That's technically what a lot of people think. And it almost in a way discourages people from wanting to learn in their own way, because everyone has to learn in their own way. Like, for example, when it comes to drawing, you don't just get good by sitting on your hands and looking at tutorials. You actually have to do the work. You actually have to draw, because if you don't draw, you don't learn anything. It's kind of like in the same sense, if I want to go to the grocery store and buy some food, I need to actually get in my car and go. I can't just look at the ads in my newspaper and say, hey, that's some good food there. I mean, yeah, I could go and order it on Amazon and have it be delivered to me. That'd be like AI generated or commissioning someone. But in a way, without getting into the weeds on that subject, very much just, you have to actually do the work. If you don't do the work, you don't learn anything. Now, so like add details except unironically? Yes. Very much in that way. Story of my life? Yeah. But now in the sense, we could go back here and look, and once you put the hair on this model, it looks perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And even if you try to go and say, oh, the jaw's a little bit low, the jaw's a little bit low. You know, everyone has their own different way of drawing the human form. We all look at the human form differently. And even the human form itself doesn't fall into any true conformity, because we all have different types of shapes, sizes, facial features, and defining characteristics of our physical appearance. You got a low-key, nice voice, bro. Oh, thank you. Yeah, because that's generally what even just style itself does. So much as like we have different physical appearances, we have different functionings of the inner parts of our brain. Our creative sides of our brain like to go and portray things in that way. That's how you get style. It's kind of like to go and say like, this is good. This is good. Yeah. All right. But they say, this is better. This guy says, this is better. Okay, so what about like art styles like panty and stocking? Or art styles like One Punch Man, primarily the original comic book version? Because it's like, I could bring those art styles up and they look nothing like here. They look nothing like it. Yeah, you could say during the transformation phase of of panty and stocking when they get transformed into their angel forms. Or I could say the same thing for Saitama when he goes serious and he goes super high quality. That's a form of controlling level of detail in the way of storytelling, which is entirely different. But we'll go and exit out of this. Go back. I would say that anatomy is more of a suggestion that a rule. Some artists prove that. One Piece art style. Yep, One Piece art style. It can vary from many different ways. In fact, the One Piece art style doesn't even follow true human anatomy because it follows cartoon anatomy, which is in the characteristics of how, going back to this image right here, this image, and how that does it. Granted, it leans more onto this area, but it also does this area a little bit. And then we could go back to even further to here, and a majority of One Piece is this. The majority of One Piece looks like this. Even One Punch Man looks like this. I'm not going to say about the season 3 anime. We don't talk about that. But we go to our third example, and this is another good one. So, another good example of what not to do and what to do. I say, your tactics are lame. They're both right in their own facet of the way. And once again, Yoyama down here inside chat just said, One Piece art style. Yeah, One Piece art style. Let's go and bring up an image of Luffy, shall we? Because, you know, this is wrong and this is right. All right? All right? Okay, let's go and grab an image of Luffy, shall we? Image. Oh, no. Image. All right, going on large. All right, so I got an image of Luffy hanging inside my saves right now. Now, here's a question for you. Is the image of Luffy going to be the one on the left or the one on the right? I honestly hate One Piece art style. Well, once again, that's your opinion. And that's perfectly fine because art is not for everyone. Like, not in the sense like, I'm not allowing you to draw. I mean in the sense of art is not made to be appreciated by everyone. I think I worded that wrong. A rephrase is to be adjudicated on that. But still, so this is what it's gonna look. There you go. Here's Luffy. Woo! he's the one on the left. It's like everyone has their own facial structure, and not to do the same face over and over for every different character. Funny I catch this stream since I literally finishing up semester in art school this week, Lamau. Well, too bad you're learning more. It's the after party. But yes, when we go and look at this, it's just like, yes, look at all this anatomy that we must go and focus in on. Yes, this is good if you're just trying to do like anatomical correctness when it comes to drawing an anime character. But remember, at the end of the day, you're drawing a cartoon. Everyone has their own taste, correct? So it's just like, even if I was to go and do my own forward-facing character, just do this, right? I do this. Like, if I were to go higher detail, I could just do this. Let's see. This is how I draw on the regular. Because, remember, like, if any were here on the previous streams that I've done, I'm very much one of those guys that's like, you gotta draw at your own pace, and you gotta find what you're comfortable with. For me, I'm comfortable with this shape. So, if I want to draw with this shape, I'm just gonna draw with that shape. So, for example, if I want to go and just do like a tippy face or something like that, I can. But we'll go and do this anime face, in a sense. Just like this. Let's try and get that eye looking right. In my way. Now you see, as I say, I want that eye to look right, but I say it in my way. Because I want it to look good to me. But now, we need to also recollect on ourselves is, it may look good to you in a sense, but how do you want to evolve? Well, you gotta also look at what doesn't look good to you at the same time. Kind of like whittle away at the block until you get something that you really want. Like, for example, this eye's a little bit smaller than this eye. I could just fix that easily. If MS Paint allows it. Oh, sometimes it doesn't. There you go. Just drag it out a little bit. There we go. And once again, now I got something that doesn't fit into any of these conformities. It's legitimately just something entirely itself. And it still looks just as physically appealing. The ugliness is ironically the point of some of the characters in One Piece. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think you mean that art is a form of expression, and each artist has their own style of expressing it. Yes, correct. I give up. I'm not cut out for this. I wouldn't say so. I would say look at where you're at right now, and then try to go and pick up and see on where you can improve on. So let's go back. Let's actually do a doodle, shall we? Let's do a doodle. So for example, you say, I give up, I'm not cut out for this. So for example, let's say that I can only draw like stick figures. Let's draw a stick figure. In the most simple way, a stick figure. Oh, I need to zoom out a little bit. Stick figure time, boys. Alright, I drew my stick figure, right? How do I improve on this? Where do I improve on this? Because, granted, I drew the stick figure, but I'm not that good on improvement just yet, because I'm brand smacking new to this kind of stuff. Where do I improve? See, this is where that whole schematic of the circle and triangle, or X, whatever the hell you want to use, comes into play. Now, you could also say, This is perfectly fine because it is in its own right. Because there are animations that exist on YouTube that are legitimately just this. And it's the way in how you use it, in a way. It's the way how you express it. Now, if I were to improve this stick figure, how would I improve the stick figure? Well, let's add a face onto it, shall we? So I want a face on my stick figure. Let's put a face on there. Let's go and just do some dots. I want to put a smiley on there. Right? Well, now he has a smiley face. Let's go back again. I want to improve that smiley face. Me when I stick fight, yes. Let's go and draw him again. Let's go and draw a new stick figure. Let's go. I want this time, I want to improve his face. So I want to focus on his face. Put a little bit more time into it. A little bit more detail into it. Increase the level of detail. I want to put like maybe some better line detail in his eyes. Maybe make his eyes a little more cartoonish. Maybe give him a better face. His smile too goofy. A little smaller. And his body, let's change up his body. He's still gonna be a stick figure though. I want my stick figure to have like, not like, I want his limbs to be attached, right? So let's go and just do this. I want to also have him like be a little swank, a little casual, right? Maybe give him better legs. Let's give him better legs. I also want him to have hands, so I put some circles on you. See? Very simple. Very simple. And once again, I'm already past the point of where I draw stick figures, obviously. But the same sense, for those that are learning, you can see improvement in between the two. And in the sense, they're both good in their own way. But when it comes to trying to do personal improvement on a character model, you could say that this is more progressive in the sense. Because you're moving forward towards something that you might want. And your own personal preference is important. Because it's like, in order to go and get from this to this, you need to figure out what you want. And for example, I, at one point, just like you, used to draw like this. And what better... I wish I had photos on hand, but I can't find them. I was trying to search for my old stick figure drawings I used to have. But generally, it's kind of like... That's how you go from drawing stuff like this to go and drawing stuff like the Tipsy that you see on the side of the screen. So, this Tipsy right here... Oh wait, that's the wrong Tipsy. Which is the right Tippy? I need my Teachy Tippy. There you go. So, I'm going to move that out of the way then. So that's how you go from drawing stick figures, and you want to get to the Tipsy. It's kind of like in that same way. Oh, I don't want to make the Tipsy disappear. This sounds like a tall order, but please do a landscape next. All right, I can do a landscape. Sure. We can do a landscape very easily. So, here we go. So, landscape and MS Paint. Shall we? Let's do it. So, level of detail for a landscape. So, I want to draw a house and a tree. Even a stick figure's got to have a castle behind him. Kobe. All right, so let's go and get started, shall we? So, first off, we're going to start out very simple. Just like what any child would do, they draw the house. They put the triangle on top. Maybe they put a chimney with it. And then they put a single window on top. Door, window, window. Right? And then a tree next to it. Oh wait, not even that. Just a straight up pole with a circle. Some people in the chat, I'm not sure, but some people still actually do draw like this. And that's just because they never actually really were interested in drawing. It's not that you're intrinsically bad, because everyone has to start from somewhere. Now, how do I improve this? Where do I improve this? Now, I'm only going to go up by probably... I'm going to skip 2 levels of detail. I'm going to go up to about a medium. Yeah, I had an extra line to that. Maybe a handle on the door. But, so we got this. This is our first landscape. Now, I want to improve this I want to prove that tree. And I know what I want to draw, and I know what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go and draw it at a chiaroscuro angle. It's going to go sideways. Let's go and draw it like this. Go up on the sides. Plain and simple. I'm going to add, pull it back a little bit, or maybe a little bit forward. We'll do a little bit forward. Going up. Same thing, but we're doing at an angle. So it's kind of like, how you know I'm doing an angle? Well, here, let me go and add a little bit of this, a little bit of perspective, shall we? Now I also want to display where the chimney is, so I'll probably move it to the other side of the house. It's got to do it like this. Now I know that our fellow chatter, Kobu over there, said that he wanted to see a castle. Now, I'm not in the mood of drawing a castle. I don't feel like drawing a house. So, I'm drawing a house right now. And the thing is about drawing this house is I'm paying attention to what I want to see in a house. The house I imagine inside my head. The house I imagine inside my head has a little bit of an awning on front. A little something for the front porch. Maybe a little something extra right here. Or maybe I could do an extended... Oh, we'll do extended. We'll do a little... We spice it up here a little bit. And we still keep the little window on top. Just gotta put a little bit more detail into it because it's a little square window. Maybe we would do a little bit like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go straight across. Maybe a little bit too big of a window. Go back. There we go. That looks better. Alright, and then we got a front porch to this house now, but I'm going to go and raise it up a little bit so I could give the front porch a reason. Alright. Have it there, drop it a little lower. Like normal. It's kind of like go at your own pace, kind of. You don't have to go full guns a-blazing all the time. I know I'm not right now. I'm kind of just messing around. Because that's it. That's what art is about, really. It's like, what do you want to do? What are you looking for, kind of ordeal. Add a pull there, add a pull there. Just going to add a little bit on crust right there. Then we got our door right here. Put our little handle right there. A little lower. Make it a screen door. Putting our window over there. It's going to even out these windows. Alright. A little more detail right here. Alright, so now we got our house. And I need to move the chimney, so I put that chimney over there on the other side. Let's go and put it on the on one side. I'm going to put it on the other side. So see it's right here? I'm going to move it. Just going to move it. This house isn't real. I'm not going off of anything real. I'm just going off what's in my head. Just going to add a little bit of a cobbling. So I'm sure there's probably like a tiny mantelpiece inside this house. Granted, it's a cabin. Raise it, go up, up. There we go. And then the roof is going to wrap around it. because I want my roof to wrap around it. Yes, tiny little details that add on to the level of detail overall. Encompassing construction of this house. A little bit of concrete molding forming around the base. Don't need to draw the bricks. Maybe a little bit of detail right here. Detail right there. Maybe carry it down a little bit. Little tiny lines and workings displaying and showing what that may be. All right, now that we got this, we go and add a little bit of line work, a little shiplapping. Never hurt anyone. Easy as is, easy does it. You can follow along on this if you want. I'm not saying that you don't have to copy me, because that's perfectly fine. We all learn from each other. Just like those art examples, someone actually did learn a little something from those, even if they don't really help. They are an introspective on how to make an appealing drawing after all. It was the intention of it, it's just not carried out correctly. Pull a line work right there. Alright. Now, we got our tree. Let's go and draw our tree, shall we? Let's see. My junior, back in high school, only draw stick figure comics, and they're all so cool. All he did, just putting various expressions on, which is very, very good, actually. I mean, like, because what really matters is, like, the expression and the form. And even if they're stick figures, if you can still pull off the comedy, that's perfectly fine. Because what matters is the expression that you wish to display, the thought process and angle that you have in your mind. I know these are big words, but is it being displayed? Are you satisfied with what you want to show? That's what really matters. So, because goddamn, I have to trace 2 castles, my newest drawing, I'll be damned. Anything is fine in a housing project. Now, tracing, that's perfectly fine if you want to go and learn format. I used to do tracing in the past, not like anything that I would put up for sale. But I'm like talking like, what would I trace? I would trace things like machines. So cars, trains, planes, boats, buildings even. And I use those to go and learn how to go and get form from them. You could pull form out of tracing. So tracing is perfectly fine in practice, not in professionalism. If you're trying to be professional, don't do tracing. Unless you're doing rotoscoping, just professional tracing. But we don't talk about that right now. That's an entirely different philosophy. Something nice to add is trying to take a step back and see the whole picture. Usually zooming in and focusing in on one aspect will make the rest fall by the wayside. That is true. Some people tend to go and put too much focus on the little things instead of looking at the whole picture. I know it's cliche to go and say, think outside, well, not think outside the box. Take a look at the whole picture. Because, in a way, it is important to look at the whole picture because it's the full composition. Hence is a term for modeler's rule, which is show what you want to show. I'll go and write that down, which is, I call it this, modeler's rule, which is show what you want to show. Mahler's rule is show what you want to show. As a guy who used to be oh wait, here, let me go and scroll over so we could go and actually see that full quote. As a guy who used to be into model trains and model railroading back in the day, I've been around a couple of model railroaders when I went to shows, and pretty much this is something that I would hear a lot. When it comes to making a model railroad, or literally anything, it's kind of just show what you want to show. What does that mean? Perfect example is like trying to make like a tunnel, right? It's like if I'm making a tunnel, well, I'll show you this very quick, right? So let's go and take a detour. So if I'm drawing, so say a little mountainside, let's draw a little mountainside with like a tree or two. Cypress trees, they're easy. Cypress tree, big tree. Split that out, go right here, just like that. Boop, boop, boop. Tree, go up a little higher. Right there. Alright, so now we're going to go and curl this around, and I'm going to get a little tunnel right here. Let's get our little tunnel. Put some brick around it. Put some greenery around it. More greenery. Maybe a little tree right here. Alright. And then we go over here. Let's go and put some rocks. And then we got our tracks. Alright, so we got our little sunny mountainside here, right? This is what I want to show you. Because here's the question. When it comes to this modeler's rule and we apply it to this, I only want to show you the outside of here. If I want to show you the tunnel, I'll maybe put a little bit of tunnel right here. But in reality, behind us, there's absolutely nothing. It's just raw rail track and raw table. Because there's no point in trying to add that extra detail inside the tunnel. You're kind of just wasting your time trying to go and make display of quality that no one's ever really gonna see. So that is the purpose of modeler's rule, and it does apply to level of detail, because show what you want to show. It's another way to go and say, so say I'm drawing, we'll go back to the house, right? So say I'm drawing this house, but I want to go and say, draw a table inside the house with a little teacup on it. So I try to go and do like this. And I try to go and focus on how to draw that teacup. And I try to go as much detail to it. But so why am I doing that? What's the purpose in that? No one's really going to see it, really, at the end of the day. No one's really going to care much about it. It's just an extra little tiny background element to be just strewn in there. So hence is the reason a modeler's rule to be applied to a level of detail. Show you what you want to show. Do I really want to show a table inside this house with a teacup on it? Not necessarily, because what does it add to the image? What does it add to the composition? Now, I'm going to go and grab this little hill. I'm just going to go and scroll over here. I'm going to move my house. Go this way. Pull that over here. And I'm going to go and draw my tree now. But going back to the modeler's rule thing, it is very much, once again, show what you want to show. What do I want to show? It adds a cup. It does add a cup. But how much time do you want to put into that cup? So say that, not to put any pressure, but it's like to say, so say that you're doing like art that has like it's a paid commission in a way, right? Why would I want to go and do that? It's just going to waste time. It's kind of like a little bit of an efficiency thing. So you don't get bogged down in the tiny little details that no one else is going to see. Because here's the thing, right? You say it adds a cup. Okay, so it adds a cup. Who's going to notice the cup? Maybe that one guy that likes to prod in a little bit too deep. But other than that, it just adds a cup. Fancy item jump scare. But that's a little bit negative space too. Sometimes you need negative space so the whole image looks better even if technically has less stuff. Yes, because empty space looks good in certain cases. Because if you overcrowd things, then it just looks messy. It looks dirty. Unless you're trying to portray that emotion and feeling of messy and dirtiness. So, I'll notice the cup. All right. So, let's go and do our tree, shall we? So I'm just going to do this. Bend it a little bit. All right. Let's go and put a split right there. Put a split in the trunk. Go up higher. Another split in the trunk right here. Go this way. Put a split right here. So trees, they like to spread out. Notice how I'm not going like into every single little detail of each and every branch, because this is where modeler's rule apply. Because I'm drawing not the entire tree, because what's going to take up the entire tree is going to be the leaves, because that's what I want to show with my level of detail. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start with a little bit of the backside, maybe a little bit of a bush right here. Let's go and do a better bush. A little bit of a bush right here. A little bit of a... Wait. Let me color that. I'm going to color it. Color it. Color it. Make it green. Alright. I'll make this red. A little bit of a bush right here. And then we go up and make a big backdrop for the tree to work with. And trees are amalgamous, so you can do whatever you want with a tree. And then, what I'm going to do next, maybe make a hole right here. Make a little hole right here. Alright. And now, I see that the back branches are exposed in certain areas. That's perfectly fine. Let's go and make it more exposed. Just drawing a fun little tree. That's all it is. Don't want to get rid of that. That's wrong color. Okay. Okay, fine. Bam. Alright. That's my fault for just doing it backwards, but we could learn from that. Alright, so next, we got this, so we're going to go on our overlayer. And overlayer is just going to be a little bit on the front right here. Put a big overcover over here. It's going to go from the bottom. Put a little underhang right there. Alright, and now, just going to clean up this mess. I'm going to leave that hole right there. That hole stays. Clean that up, clean that up. Clean you up. Because once again, I could have just focused so much time on drawing those tiny little branches. So much time. But I didn't really. Because it's going to get erased anyways. It's kind of like later on when you learn about masking inside things like Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint. It all plays into itself eventually. Alright. Not the best looking tree. But it is a tree none the least. Let's go and add some blue here. That's a flashbang. Make it all red. All red. All green. Pick that up. Black. 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 And I'm going to get rid of this hole right here. And we'll get rid of that hole right here. But you see, with that, I could also just add a little bit of grass. Let's add a little bit of grass, shall we? Just a little. Yep. Just like that. Add a little bit of a front path. Maybe a dirt path. Granted, this is an empty landscape in the way that This is like low level of detail, empty landscape. But at the same time, this is the same image as this. YouTube just right now notified me of the stream. Nice. Wait. Oh wait. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. But yes, these are essentially the same two types of images, but one is just at a higher level of detail. And once again, when you start to learn yourself, you need to figure out on what you need to improve on and what do you need to keep. And an easy way to go and do that is share your art with other people, whether it be online or with friends. I would highly recommend with friends because at least your friends, they can go and tell you what looks good and what doesn't look good in that same sense. But also, when it comes to learning what is good and what is not good, you also need to know yourself what you like. Because sometimes your friends might say, oh, I don't like that. And you got to say, well, what don't you like about it? Because you might want to go and defend your own art style. So that's something that comes later on the road. But still, let's go and save this. I'm going to save this to... Save it over this image. Squeeze that. Alright. Still better than me, Lamau? Well, I mean, that is your own personal opinion. Technically, you could probably, in a way, can draw something better than what I can. So. I want to learn how to practice proportions. Is this an appropriate time to do so? No, because it does play... inappropriate time? No, this is not an inappropriate time because it does kind of play into that when it comes to level of detail, so. Not gonna lie, you'd make a great teacher. Reminds me of my own professors, or at least some of them. We all had or have some terrible ones, Lamau. Yeah, there's a lot of... There's a lot of teachers out there that are fairly lazy when it comes to teaching and not really, like... They teach you how to memorize. They don't teach you how to actually learn. They just teach you how to remember things, not how to actually improve on yourself. So, is the one on the corner a hobbit home? No, the one on the corner on the previous image was a train tunnel. Now, hold still, everyone. I will be right back. When I get back, we'll go and get started on some level of detail drawing requests. So, stand by, everyone. I'll be right back. I'm going to go and take a quick breather, and we'll hop right back into it. Ba 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 ba. All right, we are back. Hopefully you guys didn't eat each other alive. Let's see, how are we doing? Is it bad that I still don't know what to do? No, I wouldn't say entirely, but let's see. One time I had a professor who was a modern artist. Oh, you're postmodernism, I see. Let's see. Cue me flinging my half-finished artworks everywhere, as in dozens of servers. I see. We lost a good one. The trenches are not nice, young souls. Oh dear. Is it bad that I still don't know what to do? I never read that one. It's okay, actually. The most important thing is learning is trying and testing it out. That is very true. Like I said earlier, one does not simply learn from just looking at something. You gotta look at something and then do something. I guess you could always say the good old Senator Armstrong quote. Making the mother of all omelets here. It's like making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't fret over every broken egg. Like that kind of shit. But yeah, you know what they say. When you gotta make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs. And that breaking of eggs means that you actually have to go and make some drawings that you're not going to be satisfied with. But much like the stick figure example that I mentioned earlier, that is you trying to work your way up to getting to the point where you are satisfied with your drawings. Much like me as a kid who was not entirely satisfied with my own drawing, so I normally have other people draw for me. Now I draw for myself and I draw for other people. And that is just because I worked my way up in the own sense. Like, I fought my own mental state, as one might say. I fought my inner demons. There we go. I fought my inner demons in order to go and get to where I am now. And like normal, there's always another dragon/demon to go and fight. Whether it be in any field, really. Because the fight never ends. It never ends, because there's always room to improve. So, the closest thing I had to an art teacher was one who taught basic graphic design to us, which was actually all about painting those abstract patterns. Never got past the 70% mark. I see. Let's see. My Tumblr fell. Oh, okay. Wait, Tumblr the website or like an actual Tumblr like for alcohol? I don't know. Too late. I already ate 5 viewers. Oh dear. Even Churchill was a painter. Yes. You ate how many viewers? Oh, I guess we're having cannibalism in the chat. Jeez. Even I dream of becoming. Screw it. I love Daniel Renard too much. I think Daniel Renard pops in here every once in a while, so if he pops in here, that'd be cool. Sorry if this is very unnecessary, but who is Daniel? Daniel Renard is another Touhou animator. He's really good at drawing. So he made what do you say? He made a couple of Touhou meme animations. I think he made like the Daiusi Cerno slapping ass animation recently, if I were to refer to anything at least. Question. Would professors help with art progression, or is it just more of a personal journey? An art professor can help you with your progression, but they can only help you so much, because learning, once again, is based in your own setup of self-development. Because it's like, you can... Another saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You are the horse, and the artist is the art professor is the one leading you to the water. And it's merely a matter of, are you willing to go and improve on your own self? So, memes, the DNA of the soul. All right, so with that, let's get back to it, shall we? Let's go and do the execution of LOD. So here we go. Let's get started. So Request time. I'm gonna go and put some Touhou girls inside the request field, but first, let's go and see. What do you guys have in mind for any Touhou characters I should draw today? How did you sound like Romelia that one time? You sound nothing like her from that video. Video Flan became a skinwalker. Oh, we're going to be executing Touhou girl. No. No, I mean, like, we're going to be doing the request. You know what, here. Your request is Yachi. Yachi. Alright, well, I'm only going to draw one girl at a time, not two. So we got Yachi. I see Yuma. Koish. Kogasa. Rat. Alright. I love to see Mei Ling. Let's see. I haven't drawn... No, I drew Koishi recently, but... I could add her on. Yachi I haven't drawn in a while, so I'll put Yachi on. I drew Yuma not too often. I might put Yuma on. So let's see. Yachi, Yuma, Koish, Kogasa. No, I drew Kogasa last time. I'd love to see Mei Ling. Alright. Koishi eating an apple with a stem. From the stem. Let's see. Feels like finding diamonds in the coal mine. My favorite. I usually search for drawing streams. Alice? White woman jump scare? Alright. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Let's go and set it up. You're going to watch me set it up. You're going to love it. You're going to love me setting it up. Alright, so we got Koish. Yachi. Add option. Yuma, the goat. And let's see. Chiari eating a car tire. Alice. You know, I like the scrungly bungus. Let's see. Chiari. Alright, here we go. Start the poll. You got a bunch of Hellions over here today. Koishi, Yachi, Yuma, Chiari. Go. So I'll give you guys about 2 minutes. I probably should have started this poll before I left, but you know. Alright. Let's see how it goes. I love democracy. Yachi. Looks like Yachi's doing pretty well right now. Alright. Gonna give it... So, like I said, giving it 2 minutes. Just about 2 minutes. It looks like Yachi... Oh, Yuma caught up. Yuma caught up. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so we got Koish. We got Yachi. Chiari's in the losing. Koish is picked up. Alright, so we have a little bit more on the Koish side. Oh, it's an even tie in between the two. 14 votes. 14 votes. Can we get one more vote? Get one more vote in there. You shy people in the audience, come on, let's see it. Can we get a tiebreaker in between these two? Oh, we got a tiebreaker. It's Koish. Oh, back to Yuma. Oh, switching it back. Koish is in charge again. Can she make it? Can she hold her place? Can she hold her place for the next couple of seconds? Let's see. 35 to 29. Oh, we got more votes. Got more votes. Checking again. Let's see. We got a couple more seconds. We'll do until it hits 30. Actually, we'll do it to the end of the minute. End of the minute. So, let's see. Here we go. 30. All right. So, that'd be 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Let's see. Anyone else want to go and vote? If not, I will... You forever hold your peace. Forever hold your peace and maintain your silence. All right. Looks like we got nothing moving. 15 seconds left on the clock. All right. Wait for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And who's the winner? Let's see. We got a tie. A tie between Yuma and Koish. All right. Koish always wins. Well, it looks like Yuma managed to go and catch up in the end. But total complete 18 votes with no solid winner. So we got between Koish and Yuma. All right, seconds behind on the stream. Damn. Koish always wins. We'll do one more quick vote. One more quick vote. Yuma and Koish. We'll give it 30 seconds. 30-second vote. Yuma. Koish. All right, go. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Starting now. Here we go. 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be ending it on 20 seconds. So let's see. Let's see how it goes. We got Yuma in the lead with the 80% lead. 80% lead to Yuma. 80% lead to Yuma. 15% of the back. 15% of the back. Oh, catching up. Catching up. Will Koish make it? We only got about 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left on the clock. Looks like the GOAT is going to be in charge of this. Oh, and it looks like it is the GOAT. Ending the poll. End that poll. All right, clear winner is the GOAT this time. All right, we are doing Yuma Totetsu the GOAT. When it's a tie, just make him kiss? Nah. Ultimately, just gotta draw. Every single drawing reduces that inner craving of sadness by a ton. Everyone has their own way of reducing that. Everyone has their own way. All right, so here we go. Let's go and draw some Yuma Totetsu. And I'll go and draw her doing like a gremlin pose. So first off, we're going to do LOD stuff. So level of detail. I want to go and draw her as a chibi. She's going to be chibified. So here we go. Let's get my big on. Go smaller. There we go. So let's go and do it like this. Start with a circle. I'm going to stretch out her face more. So I'm not going to put too much detail into her. She's just going to be mildly detailed. I'll still do a little bit of framework. I like my framework. I just like having my drawings look a little nice. That's how I portray them. I want them to look nice in my own mind. Maybe fix that leg. We'll fix that leg up. Right? Wait, hold that. Push that up. Going to raise her arms up. I'm going to go like this. Wait, I'm going to draw her spoon though. Spork. There we go. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to go with very low detail. As low as I can personally go, right? In that sense. Yuma County 5. Interesting. Wonder Bread. 3-headed Yuma. Wait, what? It's okay when I headcanon Yuma as a goat who eats paper with food. The goat win, yes. Let's see. Also, do you just wing proportions, or do you follow a few methods? One I learned and now love, breaking the body in half for the hips, and then again for the upper rib cage. I actually do have a method for when it comes to level of detail. That is true, and also when it comes to a method of drawing frames and body format. Yes, I do have a method. I can probably show it when I get up to the higher quality stuff. For now, we're just doing as low as I can go. Move your hand out a little bit. Transparent selection. Or wait. Maybe, have her lasing it on the back? Yeah. Okay. Push your head forward, though. Rotate that. Actually, not rotate, flip horizontal. We're gonna fix the circle afterwards. Alright. Now we just draw her from memory. Like normal. That's what I always do. I like drawing toes from memory. Alright, here we go. Get the skirt down. Notice I'm not even like bothering to put in the dynamics of the skirt. I'm just drawing like a upside down diamond shape. Frilly ruffles are just gonna be triangles. Arms, clunky looking, funky looking, perfectly fine with me. Right, and then go through the back side right over here. And we just gonna do a little bit of something like that. Remember how I showed you guys the hands earlier at the beginning of the stream? Using pretty much the exact same methodology of hand drawing right now. So go. Get an eye on my eye. I had a little hair in my eye. A little bit. Tiny feet, yep. You guys think that Yuma has a hidden goat tail? I think that she does. I mean, she is a goat after all. She's a goat woman. Alright, and then I'm trying to remember what her horns look like. I think they're like this. Yeah, there we go. That looks about right. There we go. don't need to put too much focus on it. On the detail of her neck area, because that's not important to me. Push that in. There we go. Select. Counter color. Move it this way. That's wrong color. There we go. That's correct. Yep. Nope. Yep. There we go. See. Fill that in. Put a little detail right there. Got her spiky teeth in there. She has the spiky teeth that, for some reason, went away after Yuma's mysterious domestication inside Touhou 19. Trying to remember if she has anything else. I know she has like the squigglies on her. So we're not even going to like pay big attention. Actually, what I could do is I could color her in. I could probably color her in. That'd be a good idea. It's gonna make her. It's like a slightly desaturated blue. I'll have to get going. Have fun, everyone. All right, you have a good night. Well, Yuma's horns are different from 17.5 and 19, so you need to be very specific. She's thirsty for oil, crude oil. Let's see. And then we go and make her skin tone, go right up here, go a little higher. It might be a little bit yellow. Her little metal pendant. Let's go back over here. I'm just gonna grab that color, sure. Maybe a little brighter. Yeah, there we go. See, normally I would draw every single little tiny detail on her skirt, but that's not important right now because I'm just doing low detail, low resolution. Not paying much attention to what is exactly on her skirt. Maybe I might put the giant eyeball in there, but really, do I need to? Because I'm just doing this fast. Doing it fast. Doing it efficiently. Right? Let's go and do one last thing. That'll be this. Try and get it right. One in the middle, one on the side, one on this side. Perfect. In my eyes. In my own vision. Just how I wanted it. There we go. Make that silver. Big old spoon. And there you go, you got Yuma. Look at her. Look at her. She looks so nice. Low detail Yuma. Maybe fix that little light right there. There we go. Tonight we dine in hell. Michigan. Wait, what? Michigan? I slapped my brother with a bootleg koishi fumo. Oh, I see. Alright, so now we have the goat. That is our lowest detail. Now we're going to go up a higher detail. So we're going to do a medium detail. So I'm going to do the normal style that I normally do. Like, for example, drawing this tipsy right here. Standard oil. Ah! What about vegetable oil? Anyways, let's start a new poll. So we did Yuma, and I saw someone mentioning Michigan, so we'll go and add on a new one. So we got Koish. Since Koish was popular, I'll re-add her on. This time we're going to switch out, we'll keep Yachi on there, Yachi. We're going to switch out Shiari. We're going to switch her out with, let's see, it's currently fall. I did Momji before. Nitori. No, I drew Nitori already. Oku. And we will add on Nareko. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Start poll. Here we go. We got 15. We'll do 1 minute. So, 1 minute poll. Here we go. This will be in medium detail, medium quality. North Michigan represent. This stream is sponsored by the Aperture Corporation. Oh, I see. Nareko Michigander. Just for you, Kobu, because you said Michigan. So I'm referring to Michigander. Michigami Nareko. On Kumano, are you okay? No. Take my shoes off. Had them on all day. I don't know why I left them on. Sometimes I just leave my shoes on. Maybe because I keep my feet warm. Maybe I should invest in slippers. Probably. Then again, I don't like the idea of slippers. I don't know why. Maybe because they're too loose on me. Maybe I need tight slippers. Maybe you need like slippers that you could slip into that you could wear when you're asleep or something. Something crazy like that. I remove a spider that climbed into my bed because I didn't want to crush it by accident. Oh, well, I would have just eradicated it from life. I would have evicted it from life instead of evicting it from my house. All right, we are done with the vote, and the vote says Nareko. It says Nareko. All right, we got 19 votes that time. Not bad, not bad. All right. I'm not paying attention to the stream because I'm playing Fallout 4. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you enjoy Fallout 4. I mean, I liked Fallout 4, even though people say it was a bad game. I mean, I can understand where it falls short, but at the same time, I just find it enjoyable because I'm normie. Let's see. All right, so we got Nareko. So this time we're going to do Nareko Michigander. Think it was a brown recluse. Yeah, that probably should have been evicted from life. I stubbed my toe. Oh dear. Well, hopefully it doesn't last long. You're stubbing, your toe being stubborn. All right. So here we go. We got Nareko Michigander. Let's get started, shall we? I want to go and just do like a simple pose. Let's go and do something similar to that one pose from earlier. Recreating it and just adding it in a way. Then again, Yuma's facing that way. We'll go and face her the other way. So I'm doing my usual, drawing a circle. Usual, just drawing a circle. Turn her body more. All right. Move her back a little bit more. A little bit low. There we go. This is so British Museum. I'm going to sell bad copper to commoners. Wait, what? We're building a Bass Pro Shop pyramid in Detroit with this one. I believe it's in Tennessee. But if you want to build a Bass Pro Shop pyramid in Detroit, I mean, you do you, boo-boo. I've never been to the Bass Pro Shop in Tennessee. The wonders, the Bass Pro Pyramid, as one might say. Historians will look back on that and wonder, how did they build that? What alien technologies were utilized in order to go and craft such a mystique, unique, and brilliant structure as the Bass Pro Shop of Tennessee? We may never know. We may never know. Alright, got our boots down. Want to zoom out a little bit? Like normally, you gotta make sure you look at the whole picture. Looking at the whole picture is always important. Her legs are a little bit on the long side. Let's go and shorten them up. Alright, let's draw one ball right here. Turn her hand this way. Let's go and get her hand facing the right way I want it to be. This time we're going to draw slightly higher detail hands than we did previously. Obviously you can already tell the fact I'm doing something different because I am actually putting a little bit more focus onto the shape dynamics of how the arms should work. As well as also, unlike in the Yuma drawing, I'm actually drawing some feet and formalities to her. Sounds like an instrument to me. Bass Pro Shop low key sounds like the Pharaoh's name, not gonna lie. Hi, hello there. Oh, hello there. Alright. Put her question mark in her hand. Top hand, at least. There we go. Next, let's go and draw the X. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, so we already got the formality and pose of what we want. We got our wondrous S curve going on here. You can see it going right from here to the bottom to the top. Simply as simple does. Let's go this way. Right there, and then goes right there. Or you could even go the other way. Goes right up here, goes around, and connects up here. Perfect, perfect. Or we go right here. Whoa, look at that. Okay, let's get to the real drawing, shall we? Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, I'm too zoomed in. Never mind, never mind. I thought I didn't have it. I did. All right. Nareko Mishigami from memory. Let's go. I don't want to draw her hair yet. I want to draw her body first. She has exposed ears, so I need to pay attention to that. Maybe thin out her face then. How about there? Raise the height of her head. I think that's one thing I've always had an issue with. One day I'll get over it. It's like one of those things I need to do some more practice on myself. See, it's like I know what I do wrong. I know what I do wrong. I know my issues. I know my problems. I just need it's just a matter of actually trying to tackle them. and she has short sleeves. And then, I forgot how long her shirt is, but I think it doesn't go too long. Toes for memory is always fun. You can have a little bit of creative freedom with it. Pants should be up high. There we go. Let's loosen the pants up a little bit. She wears like a, what do you say, a British expedition uniform. It's kind of like a British officer's uniform. Bass Pro Shop, Forgotten American Pharaoh. Are you using a stylus or something? I'm using a Wacom Cintiq 12 tablet. Essentially a monitor tablet, so I can see what I'm drawing. I like that. My personal preference. I didn't expect that Yoi draws with a mouse. Yes, Yoi does draw with a mouse. He draws with his finger too. Which does come to prove and show that you don't really need a fancy equipment to draw on PC. Let's see. Go. Got her stompers down. We'll be stomping through some sand. Pot of finger, two pot of finger. Connect that right there. Connect that right there. Make that green. Because I really like the shape. I did good in that shape. Wacom, more like Wocom. Wecom? Wacko. Last time I saw them using AI for their promotional advert. Yep, that is true. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate that a tablet company that's supposed to be promoting art products is using AI-generated material to promote their own software so you could go and be creative. It's a little bit counterproductive, a little bit hypocritical in the same sense. Would I... My agreement on that is pretty much just like, yeah, that's kind of dumb. I find it dumb. It's very... I find it just hypocritical. Nothing too big. Corpo Borpos are gonna corpo. British Museum is global. The sun never sets. Wait, what? I once tried drawing with mouse. It was a bit difficult and awkward at first, but later I got used to it. Well, that is true. Much like anything, even a pencil, a pen, a tablet. When you get started on something, it's always going to feel not natural to you until you start actually really using it and you get used to it. Because once you get used to it, then you could actually like really start getting into stuff. Hello there, Mr. Worldwide. Necro has become Japanese, British, Egyptian, and American. I went, let's see. As it was written, yes. Literally just a film guy messing around with software. Not that hard. Yep, true. That's a lie. Everyone knows that there is no sun in Britain. I know there's clouds, overcast. And you only get like sun like a couple times of the year. All other times it's cloudy, especially in Scotland. Alright, there we go. We got all of our... Oh, I did reverse that accent. Alright, that should be all of our formalities. Just going to add in some extra detail right here, because now we're starting to really focus on what is here on the character detail. Alright. Now let's go and do her hair. Right, get that done now out of the way. Pick it up to the back of her head. Then we draw. I'm gonna draw like a big cape almost for her hair. Nope. Let's do like this. We'll do an easier connection. There we go. Oh, almost there. Almost there. There we go. Much better. Whittle it until it looks right. Carving. Correct. And it still doesn't look right. It still doesn't look right. I just need to dip it more. Go lower. And then we put the little balls on the end. Because her hair is weird. But it doesn't have to feel weird. You don't have to make it weird. So as long as you just feel like you're doing it right. It's kind of look like Teta Boses, but they're here. Believe and trust in the process. There you go. Did a little bit of locking in. Curse of Ra, indeed. Was it hard for them? What? Hard for me? Or hard for you? That's what they had to colonize. Oh, what? That's what they had to call. Oh, that's why they had to colonize. In my last drawing, I drew the clouds with a goddamn mouse and rendered all of them in one sitting. The curse of Ra is upon me! Oh dear. Am I cursed? Am I getting cursed? I'm getting cursed right now. I feel different. Funny, even. Sandy. I feel like I've been transported into a desert. I am out in the sands. And here I am. I live in Arizona. Oh my god! That's Curse of Ra I wasn't expecting. Damn. Damn. So, I'm going to reselect you. I'm going to fix this up. Just going to draw a little design here. Famery. Alright. And then, let's see. Are we looking good here? Alright, we're looking good enough. I'm going to remove her outline. Make that black. White. 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 All white. And too much white. Come on. There you go. Let's move back. Back towards the Yuma. Make it blue. Ship blue. Alright, and then make everything green. And everything black. I'm going to bring out this side a little bit more because it looks a little flat to me. I'm not getting caught in the sauce of the details of it all, but if I want to come back to it and fix it, I can. BRB? You're saying a BRB? Alright, you're going to take a... Gonna drink perfume. Wait, what? Perfume, so good. Oh dear. Well, that drawing took me 20 hours, and 3 hours went into the clouds alone. Damn. Well, I mean, as long as you are appreciative of the result that you get in the end of your drawing, that is what matters. You need your self-appreciation. Not self-flagellation, because that's a bit too much appreciation. That's like almost like narcissism at that point. I'm an infallible person that can do no wrong. Says most modern people. Most Zoomers say that. But then again, also some Zoomers say, I'm the worst person of all time. I do all wrong. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you had it wrong when you were a narcissist, but now you have it wrong, now you're a pessimist. I don't know how to fix you. And then they come back and tell you, I
I will cancel you on Twitter.com because your opinions are stinky and I hate you and you look funny.
Oh, well, damn. I didn't know we'd go that far. Alright, let's go and draw her eyes in there. And move her mouth first. Get her eyes in there first. Let's fix your eyes more. There we go. Better. Alright, now we go and put her mouth back. Alright, we got our Michigander woman right here. Now let's go and color her in very quick. Alright, next, let's go and move this towards yellow. It's kind of like a manila khaki. Yeah, it looks about right. Darker. Go darker. There we go. Get some accurate shots right there. The darker colors. Alright. Let's go to her darker parts. I'm not looking at color. This looks better, yeah. Yep. All right, now let's do her hair. Hair is gonna be a deeper blue, slightly desaturated. Why does her headpiece look like two characters kissing? I don't know, but that's what it looks like. I don't make the rules. That's all I can say. I don't make the rules. Alright. Let's go up back. Closing off that. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. That's wrong. That's correct. There we go. Next is going to be your skin color. Go with the Yuma skin color, but slightly tinged. Right, and we'll just grab the white from over here. White don't I want to grab this white. Oh wait, I could do this. Let me go and make this back to native white. I go and let's grab this color. Oh no. I grab the skin color and do it. That's what I was doing. Because I need to find a new method to go and add the whites to their eyes. Yeah, there we go. That worked. You gotta do a little bit of a reverse here. Can't get it 100% all the time. Not all the time. There we go. Alright. And I think her eyes are also blue. No, that was dumb. Alright, there we go. Better. Let's add some extra details here. Probably no details in the ear needed. And there we go. We got Necro Michigander. Oh wait, let me go and put some the details on her thigh highs. Ah, there we go. That's better. Just very simple. Can't forget about that. But there you go. You got Michigander. Very nice. Very nice, everyone. Necro Michigan real? Indeed. And the best bastard in the room and the worst arsehole in the goddamn universe. I don't give a damn. Damn. We gotta have at least one bit of goofy in the art. Never gonna give you up. We're getting rickrolled again. Just join I Am the Lorax. Absolute territory. My brother keeps I'm gonna rage. Wait, what? She looks awesome. Yep. I think one thing I'm gonna do. Or wait, let me see. No, I could probably add a little bit right there. Let's do this. That carries over, that goes up like this. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. Her foot was kind of just being cut off right there. Couldn't notice it, but that's part of the whole like level of detail thing. That little tiny thing I did was just like, oh, I don't know if that'll work or not. Here, let me go and spend about like 5 seconds to go try to fix that. Granted, these are only 2 requests. I'll probably next stream we'll do. I'm running low on time, but next stream we'll do the high quality one. So the highest LOD. Think of it as like a part 2 of it, but with less learning and just more watching, doing art. So I think with that, this is a good point where to go and leave off for right now. So I hope you guys absorb the knowledge of what I wish to go and teach you guys today. That theme being LOD. In the sense of saying that when it comes to this drawing, both of these drawings, which one is better? Answer is just, they're kind of the same. Depends what you like more. That's your own personal opinion. And your personal opinion is valid to you. Is valid to me? Probably not. But art is in the eye of the beholder. And utilize LODs to go and improve on your own drawings. So, for example, because the reason why LODs are a thing is because the lower the level of detail, the easier it is to draw. This, easy, quick. This one, I would say mild. Mild to, what do you say? Paste? Mild to paste. So, difficulty, easy. Difficulty, mild. Speed, quick. Speed, paste. So next time what we're going to go and do, the one thing that we don't have enough time to go and do, because this one is where you actually have to lock in, that's where I'll be going to Clip Studio Paint to go and do. That one will be hard. And lengthy. I was going to play myself right there. I caught myself. I was going to say hard and... Oh, wait. No. Hard and timely. Timely. Not timely in the good sense. Timely in the, going to take a while sense. So, that is what will be for next time. So next time we're going to do that. We'll do another vote on what new Touhou that we could do for this one. Because this one's going to include layers. I'll do it in order. So next time it's going to include frames, layers, proper placing, and etc. Etc. So that's what this drawing is going to include. So we're going to see that next time. Also, it will include shading. Yes, shading. So we'll have some shading in there as soon as I can learn how to spell properly. But yes, that's what we're going to have next time. So, but till then, that is it for our lesson today. Oh. Low-key kind of embarrassed that I did not improve on my art. I just learned some art tips. You just learned some art tips. Well, if you can learn some art tips, take the art tips that you have and apply them to a piece of paper. Take these 2 characters, Yuma and Nareko, and try to draw them yourself. Just rewatch little bits of the stream. You don't have to rewatch my entire stream. Just watch little bits and take what you can from it and then try to draw the characters yourself. And utilize the art tips that you've gained and apply them to your next drawing. But with that, I would like to go and say thank you for watching the stream today. So glad that you can make it to this art lesson. And with that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, morning, evening, nighttime, or wherever you are. Till then, I am Joe Moon as Fuda saying, what kind of level of detail are you? High? Low? Mid? That's up to you. Till then, later everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye.